Yeah, Dina, that's right. That man is a bank teller at this bank that you see right behind me, which is Texas Regional Bank here on South Carolina Street in Harlingen. Now, Sergeant Larry Moore tells me that it all started earlier today. Christine, just a short time ago, Mercedes Police Chief Dagoberto Chavez confirms the identities of two men, Juan Jose Cosme and Fidencio Cosme. Both were detained and are expected to be arraigned tomorrow with first-degree murder charges. Leftover floodwater from Hurricane Hannah has left this area of Anahuac Cemetery, located north of Edcouch Elsa, to have floodwaters of about 3.5 inches deep. But Precinct 1 has been coming out to help pump out some of this water, leaving room for more burials to be done once the area is completely clear. Yeah, Christine, that's right. Though AEP Texas and Magic Valley Electric Co-op are both different electricity companies, they're also working to fix the same problem for their customers. Yeah, Dina, I'm along FM 2812 and Brushline Road, which is north of Edinburgh. And this is the area where police say that a man was hit shortly after 10 p.m. on Saturday night, and he was hit by a dark-colored Chevy Cobalt. The San Juan city manager has confirmed that an employee has tested positive for COVID-19 right here at the San Juan Public Works facility that you see right behind me. Donna ISD has started their Meals on Wheels program in neighborhoods that are involved with the district, much like this one. But it also came as an opportunity for their superintendent to talk to parents and see how he can help during the pandemic. Senior year, aside from prom, sports, and other activities, it also includes applying for colleges. But as students are making the switch to virtual learning, so are colleges, and they're also holding virtual college fairs. Many businesses were forced to shut down due to county restrictions and health protocols. But for one business owner, finding the courage to want to make a difference in someone else's life after overcoming her own hardships has her grateful. Yes, Dina, at least 34 people were able to complete their 2020 census in this rural area in Mercedes, and that's all thanks to Lupe. It might not look like much, but Weslaco East High School students planted beets, cabbage, and cilantro in an effort to give back to their community. At the Basilica in San Juan, a curator is now cleaning the front doors of their church after their security cameras captured a woman walking up these steps at 3 a.m. this morning. As families come to terms with the events happening across their country and on their TV screens daily, one Valley counselor says that finding help is as easy as picking up the phone. With one main goal in mind, the Baptist Student Ministry, along with other food initiative programs at UTRGV, say it's their mission to make sure that faculty, students, and the community has a secure source of food. In San Juan, on the side of a beauty salon, that's where one man decided it was time to create this mural of Vanessa Guillen.
This is my way of protesting. We need to stand up for ourselves more. If there's something happening in our communities, we gotta speak up. We gotta let the government know that we also have a voice. And I believe I'm gonna change lives through this, and more people gonna come up and start having a voice, a stronger voice for everyone.
Alexandro Gonzalez doesn't consider himself an artist.
I've been painting for over 10 years. Graffiti, just graffiti, graffiti.
He's had the support from the community and business owners in making artistic murals just like this one.
After that mural in Donna, man, I'm pretty sure I impacted it everywhere over there in Houston.
Gonzalez says his reason behind the murals of Vanessa Guillen hit close to home.
They're gonna find him, man. I don't know who it is. They gotta find the people who's doing it. They gotta find them.
And even though Gonzalez isn't directly related to Guillen or her family, he feels that his art will help bring awareness and can maybe help bring closure to Guillen's family.
I know I'm doing right, even though if someone tells me I'm doing wrong, I know I'm doing right in my heart. I'm doing right.
And according to a few posts on social media, there's also a public gathering scheduled alongside this mural set for tomorrow night at 6 p.m. In San Juan, Marisol Villarreal.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, guys.
Channel 5 News at 6.
You put in the seed and you push it in and you leave it there for a while and you water them. It takes about 10 days and the plants will come up.
It starts with a passion.
I'm a 5th generation farmer in South Texas, so I was kind of born into it. Now it was my choice to continue farming and to continue raising cattle. So it's It's been my passion since I was born.
Senior Parker Galvan is the president of Weslaco East High School's Future Farmers of America Club. He and his peers each have their own farming story, but Galvan explains they all share the same passion.
All of this is going to tie all of our donations, all of our hard work is going to give back to the community, not only to feed them, but to also educate them in what goes into our food system.
Weslaco East recently received a Living to Serve grant from the National FFA organization, which will help Galvan and his fellow officers expand their farming projects and be able to provide food to families in need. John Romo, an agricultural science teacher and FFA advisor at the school, says he's proud of his students' hard work and dedication in keeping up, even during the pandemic.
The students were motivated, remain motivated despite school closures and virtual learning. We have been meeting weekly online via Zoom. Last weekend, students planted close to 4 acres working with local farmers, 4 acres of vegetables, cabbage and beets that will be given back to the community upon harvest in December.
Animal, it's a Spanish term, and it means your inspiration, what drives you, what makes you get up every morning. And my animal and our officer's animal is feeding families and educating people about the importance of agriculture.
Weslaco East's FFA Club plans to partner up with the Food Bank RGV and the City of Weslaco to give produce to more Valley families. In Weslaco, Marisol Villarreal, Channel 5 News. Nearly a month after Hurricane Hannah first made landfall, the Anahuac Cemetery, located north of Edcouch Elsa, was still flooded.
I promised him to keep it nice, pretty. So the first day that I came after the hurricane and I saw all this water here, it really broke me down.
Mimi Trejo's son, Enrique, died from a car accident in Michigan. She says he was buried here back in April. After Hurricane Hannah, she wanted to fix up her son's gravesite, but she says the owner didn't want to open the gates at first.
The day after the hurricane, I came over. And of course, the gates were closed, and I saw how flooded it was. I mean, it was really, really bad. I couldn't even see my sons. I could only see like a part of my sister-in-law's tombstone. It was really, really bad. I kept coming every other day, the same thing. It was still flooded. The gates were closed. I mean, for what, 3 weeks now.
This is the second time we had this problem. The first one was about 5-6 years ago. Kind of sad and bad on account that, well, actually we had to do a lot of work, and we're just about 2 or 3 guys.
Jesus Garcia is the manager and trustee of Anahuac Cemetery. He says seeing tombstones underwater gave him mixed emotions. He says the reason why he had the gates closed was because he wanted to protect everyone from the mosquitoes because of a lack of manpower to be able to thoroughly clean out the water. But help finally came from Precinct 1.
So the only way to move it from one location to another is to extract it with these Novak pumps, which allows us to get somewhere around 7,500 gallons, extract it, and then move it to a ditch that does have capacity, and then have the water released there.
For both Trejo and Garcia, the pumps are helping them both feel more relieved. Garcia says once the water is completely out, he will no longer have to deny families from burying or visiting their loved ones at Anahuac.
First-time parents Alana and John Patton get to take home baby Gloria Mariselda for the first time after her 80-day battle at the NICU at the McAllen Medical Center. Baby Gloria was born premature, weighing 2 pounds at just 26 weeks old.
It was extremely emotional. Being in the NICU is already an emotional experience, and then being separated and having to go in one at a time and all of the restrictions, which have been for her safety, but it has been very, very difficult.
While Gloria was in the NICU, the Pattons could only see her one parent at a time. That's because of safety protocols put in place by McAllen medical personnel in an effort to protect families from the spread of COVID-19. Now, they're thankful for medical staff being there for them every step of the way. They also have a message for other families who may be going through a similar hardship.
Just be positive, try to stay positive, and you'll get through this.
In McAllen, Marisol Villarreal, Channel 5 News at 6.
52-year-old Jose Francisco Moreno is an anesthesiologist, earning his medical degree from Mexico. He and his wife are United States residents, but he regularly works at different medical facilities in Mexico. His wife believes that's how he contracted the virus, at work.
We don't know if it was one of the patients that he tended to. We don't know.
His wife, Maria Nora, overcome with emotion. Moreno is McAllen Medical's first critically ill patient to recover from COVID-19.
We don't know if it was one of the patients that he tended to. We don't know. When they took off his ventilator, that's when I was able to communicate with him. But it's an experience that it's been real hard. That's my husband. That's my husband who is calling me. I thank God that he's out. God gives us all the honor and glory.
McAllen medical staff also celebrating his recovery with bubbles, confetti, and cheers. Among them, Dr. Federico Vallejo, the doctor who helped treat Moreno. Vallejo says he's proud of his medical staff and Moreno's wife for their support.
Improved to the point that we were able to first remove him from the ventilator. Then he required oxygen. We were able to remove him from the oxygen. Then, as expected, he was extremely weak because of what happened to him. But then he regained his strength to the point that yesterday he was walking in the room. And as you can see today, he's doing so much better.
Now, Moreno and his wife get to go back home together, but they also have to follow safety protocols. Their children are in Mexico with Nora's brother, waiting for their dad to completely recover and be symptom-free. Marisol Villarreal, Channel 5 News at 6.
Robotics Automation Summer Camp is normally done face-to-face and in a lab that looks like this, with machines of all sizes inside the STC Technology Campus. But this year, plans had to change for these third-grade students from La Joya ISD.
It's very exciting, but sometimes I wish that we could actually be together in a classroom.
Including Jenica Solis from Flores Elementary. She says though the camp is online, she's glad that she's able to learn new things about programming and robotics. Her mom, Debbie, says there have been challenges along the way.
Some of the obstacles that they face wouldn't necessarily be with them and their instruction. It would be more with the technology issue, with the Wi-Fi and things like that. But other than that, the teachers are very helpful. The professor from STC is very helpful in explaining to them and stopping for them when they need more time.
Avelina Peña Segovia, the Advanced Academics High School strategist for La Joya ISD, says in previous years, the challenges used to be recruiting students and finding transportation for them. But this year, that's changed to making sure students have a stable internet connection and smart device in order to participate. She suggests that other families who might be struggling should reach out for help.
Advocate for your child, especially if a device or Wi-Fi connectivity is what you need. Just be proactive about it.
La Joya ISD and STC plan to continue its robotics program partnership and will evaluate whether they need to continue doing it virtually next year. In McAllen, Marisol Villarreal, Channel 5 News at 6.